Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just downloaded YouTube onto my iPad, but I actually wanted to record another video, because I'm kind of getting the hang of it. I actually wanted to record a video about Capricorns. Now, since I am one, I was born January 9th, 80s baby all day. Um, I feel that, some Capricorns are misunderstood, because we come off as not knowing everything, but we know a lot more than people think that we know. So a lot of people accuse us of knowing everything, but that's not true. We just pay attention even when people think that we're not paying attention. Um, and I know this because my best friend is a Capricorn. One of my best friends is a Capricorn, so I know. She was born January 13th. Um, and one thing I love about being a Capricorn is, we have a great deal of patience, and we have a great sense of um, timing. Like, we know um, like apply for things, like, as far as applying for jobs. We know when to apply for jobs. We know, you know, when to voice our opinion, and when to be quiet. Um, we are very goal driven people, very goal oriented people, very determined. Um, when people first get to know us, we do keep our distance because that's our way of saying, let me see where this person's head is at, or let me see if I can build with this person. But once we get past that, um, we are very, very sarcastic people. You know, once we get past that phase of them proving themselves in our lives, we are very sarcastic people. We can be goofy at times. It depends on who we're around. You know, my my best friend Trisha, she accuses me of being a sneaky asshole because of the simple fact that um, a lot of people think that that I'm sweet and innocent, but I'm not all the time. It depends on who I'm around. Like I said, um, we're always striving towards something, which is something that I agree with. Because I am in school, and I'm always looking for some type of way to better myself, whether it's through school, or I'm looking something up on the internet. I'm always looking for some way to better myself. Like it's like I'm always searching for something. I'm never satisfied, and that's what um, I agree with that. About Capricorns, and it's not just something I read in a book. I actually agree with it. And when we're in love or with somebody, we are emotionally distant at first. Because we're not we're not used to people being there for us. We're used to, people will say that, that they have our back or this and that, and then when we need them, they're nowhere to be found. So we develop this. It's kind of like an invisible brick wall, and some Capricorn's walls are easier to break down than others. Um, I also agree that we make excellent business owners because we know about sacrifice. We're comfortable with sacrificing what we have to get something better. We're comfortable with that. Um, and my best friend, one of my best friends, has done it. She's done it too in her own way. So I definitely agree with that. Um, if there's anything else about Capricorns that I would say is true, we are extremely loyal people. Like, we don't just say that we have your back in a tough situation and then we're nowhere to be found. That's not a Capricorn trait at all. And I'm not just saying that from, from myself being one. I'm saying that from knowing other Capricorns as well. I've known two or three, and they've always been there for me through any situation, whether it's something small or something big. They've been there. They've never criticized me for my decisions. They may disagree, but they won't criticize me for it. Um, Another sign that I think that we get along pretty well with is Sagittarius's, because they're so, optimistic, because they're so blunt with their opinion, and that's something that Capricorns don't experience a lot of. Where we, some of us, unfortunately, we do get led on. We do get led on by people. So over time we kind of develop this thing where we don't trust anybody, which isn't always a good thing. It's not, because somebody could be genuinely trying to help you, but because you don't trust them, you don't let them get that close. So that's something that I myself have to work on, because I'm not always trusting of people either. So that's something that I have to work on as well. Um, Another sign that we get along with is Scorpios. We get along with most, well, I get along with most water signs. Scorpios, Pisces, uh, Cancers are a bit moody for me. And I say that because I've been with one before. So, but Leos, we don't get along with Leos. And the reason why we don't get along with Leos is because of the simple fact that Leos like to be in charge all the time. They like to be the center of attention. And with Capricorns, or most of us, we like to do our own thing. We don't like to feel like somebody is constantly watching us, or we constantly have to follow what somebody else says. A lot of Capricorns honestly don't like that. I know I don't. I know I don't. Um, what else is there? For the most part, Capricorns get along with just about anybody. It depends on how you approach us. It depends on how you approach us, and how your body language is. If we feel comfortable with you, then we have no problem hearing what you have to say. But if we're uncomfortable with you, then we tend to pretend that we're listening, but in reality, we're really not listening. We can honestly care less. Um, some of us are confident. I know I am one. I know I'm one of those confident, type of Capricorns. Where if it's something that I take interest in, I'm very, very determined. Like, I will not stop until I get what it is that I want. And there are a couple of Capricorns that are like that. Some some need a push. Uh, others they just see what they want and they go after it. And there's actually three different types of Capricorns. There's the sea goat, there's the mountain goat, and there's the domestic goat. There's the domestic goat. Now, the domestic goat actually requires a little bit of a push to get themselves started, but once they get started, they tend to go after what they want. The mountain goat, the mountain goat. Once we set a vision for ourselves or a goal for ourselves, we will get it. One way or another, we will get it. Whether it's given to us or whether we have to go get it ourselves, one way or another, we will get it. Um, and the sea goat is just has a lot to do with it's kind of complicated, really. It's half goat and half fish, and the goat uses its fish tail, to escape temptation or negative people. Um, so those are the three types of Capricorns. Um, those are the three types of Capricorns, and also Capricorns, we are not all the same. We may have similarities, but we're not all the same. Like, we come in, believe me, we come in all shapes and sizes. Um, we're not hard to get along with. Most of us are very, very laid back people, very good people, determined, hardworking. We are willing to do more than the average person when we find something that we genuinely like to do. We are more in, we are willing to do more than the average person. So that's where the hard working comes into play. Um, Now, I've watched a couple of videos as well, and I think that, from what they said, they were pretty accurate about Capricorns. And I do believe in, the older we get, the younger we look. I am a strong believer in that. If you agree or disagree, you can feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, and let me know your viewpoints. I'm definitely open to what people have to say. Um, I'm not one of those conceited Capricorns that doesn't listen to anybody. I'm definitely willing to listen. And that's another thing about us too. We definitely do listen. If we feel what you're telling us, will benefit us in the long run, we'll hear what you have to say. But but yeah, I mean that's pretty much Capricorns in a nutshell. I mean, if I forgot to cover anything, please let me know. I'm open to criticism. And yeah, catch you guys later. Peace.